Hello and welcome to the all-new PMP Exam Simulator Express. Hello everybody, I am Cornelius Fichtner. I am the creator, the original creator of the PM Exam Simulator. And yes, today we are launching the latest iteration of our really great PMP Exam Simulator. This is all about the PMP Exam Simulator Express. There we go. All right, what do we have in store for you today? Here is our agenda. First of all, I want to do a quick overview and look at what is the difference exactly between the full-featured versus the Express. Then we'll do a simulator review. I have an FAQ for you. And I also want to talk about how to best use the Simulator Express. Let us get started by looking at the differences between the PM Exam Simulator, the full-featured, and the Express. It's really quite simple because the full-featured exam simulator, as you can see on the right there, it includes 4 full exams and 1 ITTO exam. And the Express, on the other side, is only 1 exam that we have split up into 3 segments. And I'll tell you more about those segments later on. Then the full-featured has a separate quiz pool, and the Express does not have a separate quiz pool. With the full-featured, you get over 2,000 questions, whereas with the Express, well, you're just getting 180 questions. That's the idea behind it. 1 exam, 180 questions to help you get ready for your exam. There is also one major difference here, and that's the price, obviously. The full-featured exam simulator is $149, whereas the Express, we're launching it at the ridiculously low price of just $9 for a single exam of high-quality PMP exam prep questions. Well, where can I get it? You may ask at this point. Very simple. Go to PMExamsimulator.com/express. And on that page, pretty much everything that I'm going to be talking about today is going to be explained. But let's continue with our comparison because there are a few things that I want to point out before we get really going with the giveaway here today. So you may be aware that with the full-featured exam simulator, we have an exam section and we also have a quizzes section. In the Express, we also have the exam section. Here is what we did in order to get the exams. So in the full-featured simulator, mentioned this before, we have 5 exams, and then we have that separate quiz pool with over 1,350 questions. Now, what we have done is we have taken 180 questions out of that separate quiz pool, and we have selected them based on the PMP exam content outline and said, okay, we want to create a full exam out of these. So we've taken 180 questions and we've split it up into 3 segments with 60 questions each. In that way, you have something that looks like and feels like the real PMP exam in the Express. Now, you may be asking at this point, yeah, but wait a minute, what about the quiz pool there? With the full-featured, we have the exams, we have the quizzes. What about the Express? Does the Express not have a quiz pool? The Express does have a quiz pool, but the difference between the full-featured, where we have separate exams and a separate quiz pool, the quizzes, the quiz pool uses the same 180 questions as in the 3 exam segments. So you get exactly the same questions, just 180 questions, whether you take them as exams or whether you take them as quizzes. All right, that I would say is sort of our overview, the big difference, the differentiator between those 2 products. One is the full-featured simulator. The other one just helps you to get ready, do 1 exam, and quickly gauge whether or not you are ready for the exam. What we want to do next is we want to take a look at the features of the Express simulator. This is intended for you to gauge your exam readiness with 180 sample questions, 1 exam, 3 exam segments. I'll show you a little bit live what this looks like. And it's fully updated to the 2022 PMP exam. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this in 2023 and 2024, please believe me, we keep our questions updated. So this is updated for the 2022 exam, 2023 exam, 2024 exam. We always update the questions in our PMP exam simulator and also in the Express. And it includes questions that are using the PMBOK 7 as the reference. So this is very important so that you'll know that the Simulator Express, it's not just, it does match the PMP exam. It is full spot on to what you need in order to prep for the exam. Once again, if you want to get it, here it is, PMExamSimulator.com/express. Well, let's take a look what the Express simulator looks like. This is what you see when you log on to the exam simulator. And as you can see here under premium exams, we have these 3 exam segments. I'll talk later more about this when I'll talk about how should you be using the Exam Simulator Express. So you have 180 questions here in the timed and learning quiz, but the real beauty of this is you have 60, 60, 60 here in the individual exam segments. So if we click on this, then obviously it launches on the other screen here. There we go. Make this big. So now I'm starting my first exam segment. By starting this exam, you're activating your account, your 30-day simulator access. That already tells you that you have 30 days of access to the Express simulator. Yes, I understand. 30-day countdown begins now. I do accept the terms and conditions. Yes, activate. And now the exam simulator gives me 60 questions, roughly 77 minutes here in, now I have 77 minutes to answer these 60 questions. That is my segment number 1. All right, so this is what the Exam Simulator Express looks like. We're moving on to the next segment, frequently asked questions of the PM Exam Simulator Express. What devices can I use in order to use the Exam Simulator Express? You can use exactly the same devices as you can with the full-featured. You can use it on a computer, you can use it on a phone, or you can use it on a tablet. But here is the thing. The PMP exam is not going to be done on your phone. The PMP exam is not something you take on your tablet. The PMP exam is something that you take at your desk with a mouse, with a keyboard, and a big screen in front of you. You're not doing it on a phone. You're not doing it on a tablet. So that means that even though you can use all of these 3, the best way of doing it is always on your computer, on your laptop, so that you prepare in the appropriate way for your exam. What do I need to access the PM Exam Simulator is the next question that I have for you here. Well, it's really quite simple. You need to have internet access, because this is an online service. There's nothing to download. You just log in and you use the simulator online. And you need a current, a modern browser, and you are set to go. By the way, if you have any questions that I'm not answering here in the FAQ, please type them into the chat and I will obviously pick up and I will answer them for you as well. A question we always get about the exam simulator: do I receive contact hours? You know, those 35 contact hours that you need for the PMP exam. No, you don't. Unfortunately, PMI does not recognize exam simulators to provide contact hours. There's simply nothing we can do. This is a PMI rule. No contact hours for exam simulator usage there. How long is my access? And when does it start? We kind of saw that when I showed you the demo on the exam simulator. The answer is really quite simple here. It is 30 days of access, right? You cannot extend that. So you have 30 days and that's it. So you cannot extend it. And the countdown of those 30 days starts the moment when you start the first quiz or first exam. You may remember that from the demo a little moment ago. There was a pop-up saying, hey, you're now starting the countdown. Yes, you have to even confirm, I do understand that the countdown starts now. By the way, if you buy the full featured PMP Exam Simulator, that has 90 days of access and you can extend it. The Express is non-extendable. There you go. Next question that we have here. Does the Express follow exam specifications from the PMP exam content outline? Of course it does. I would not put out any product that doesn't help you, that isn't based on the rules that PMI puts out there and says, this is what you need for your PMP exam. Yes, you get one exam in 3 segments, 180 questions in 3 exam segments. And the exam content outline says 42% of these questions have to be about the people domain, 50 have to be process, 8% have to be business environment. Oh, and then it's also 50-50, agile and hybrid versus predictive plan-driven, right? So all of that. And by the way, this applies across all 3 segments. So let's go back to the exam simulator. No, wait, wrong window here. This window here. So we have these 3 segments here. Remember down here, if I can highlight them for you. There we go. So these 3 segments. So in each individual segment, you won't get the exact numbers, 42, 50, and 8, but across all 3 segments, across the 180 questions, you will get those percentages applied. So this is fully compatible with the real PMP exam. Moving on, next FAQ, are the questions in the simulator Express different than those in the full-featured simulator? That you should already know by now. I mentioned that a couple of times by now. Here's the same slide again. On the left, you have the full-featured with those 3 red arrows. We have taken 180 questions out of the full-featured simulator and put it into the Simulator Express. So the Simulator Express is a subset of the roughly 2,300 questions from the full featured. The questions are not different. Next FAQ. Yeah, this may happen. You buy the Simulator Express or you win it today for free. And then you're like, hey, I really like this simulator. I would like to upgrade, right? But I've already paid $9. Can I upgrade here? Is there some sort of a means for me to upgrade? Yes, of course there is, right? You will get a $10 Express upgrade coupon. Yeah, so it costs you $9 to buy the Express. You get a $10 coupon. So you've already won $1, right? So simply write to support@pmprepcast.com. Tell them that you're an Express customer and you would like the Express upgrade coupon. And then the support team will provide you the best available coupon that we have. Sometimes we offer discount coupons on the simulator itself. So we'll make sure that if you have the Express, that you're not losing any money and that you get the maximum discount. So those $10 discount coupon that I mentioned here, that's the minimum you're going to get, right? There's just one thing. You cannot combine the Express upgrade coupon with anything else. You can only use one coupon during checkout. You either use the Express upgrade coupon or you use a different coupon, but you cannot use both at the same time. We're done with the FAQ. We're moving on. Yeah, and I did mention at the beginning that I was going to talk a little bit about what the best way is to use the Exam Simulator Express. And this is kind of taking us to the close of today's launch here. So here you go. In my opinion, the PM Exam Simulator Express is best used as a dry run for your PMP exam. If you haven't used an exam simulator at all, well, first of all, you shouldn't have. You should always use an exam simulator in your exam prep. But if you don't have an exam simulator yet, then you can use the Express as your dry run. You should do this early on in your training, right? After you've done, shall we say, about a third of your studies, you should use the Express and take a complete full exam, right? 60 questions, 60 questions, 60 questions. So this is what this looks like here, right? So it's your dry run. It's 180 questions in 3 hours and 50 minutes with 2 10-minute breaks in between. You can see that at the bottom there with the chevrons, 60 questions break, 60 questions break, and then 60 questions at the end. A total of 4 hours and 10 minutes. And one tip, leave no question unanswered. On the PMP exam, there is no negative scoring. If you get an answer wrong, it's just wrong. It's not wrong plus you get a penalty. No, that doesn't happen, right? It's either right or it's wrong. There is nothing else. So that means if you do not answer a question, well, guess what? It's wrong immediately. So always answer every single question, even if you have to guess. Right. So since you're doing this as your dry run, you need 4 hours and 10 minutes. And this is what it's going to look like roughly, right, in terms of the time that you're going to spend. It's going to be roughly 77 minutes for the first 60 questions. Then you take a 10-minute break. Then 77 minutes for the second 60 questions, another 10-minute break, and then 76. Because, it's not 77, 77, it's 76 because, it's 230 minutes, that you have available in total. Now, some people are going to say now, I do not have 4 hours and 10 minutes to do this. It's just no way I can do that. First of all, you should. You want to prepare under conditions that are as close to the real exam as possible. But, if you want to take a chance and not do that, then you can do it this way. Answer the first 60 questions. You have 77 minutes. Then take a break, as long as you want that break to be. Could be a day, could be 2 days. I'm just putting in 1 day there. Then take the second segment of 60 questions, another 77 minutes with a day in between. And then the third 60 questions, you do that on day 3, right? So this is the way that I suggest that you use it. Use the exam simulator early on, a third to half of your studies, to sort of start gauging yourself, right? And get ready and do it under conditions that are as close as possible to the real exam. You don't want to diverge like this, right? And you want to prepare for this. If you're a marathon runner at the Olympics, you will run marathon after marathon after marathon. And since you're preparing for the PMP exam, this is your marathon. 4 hours and 10 minutes, 180 questions, 60 break, 60 break, 60. That's what you want to practice. It's your dry run. That's it for today. Let me give you a recap here of the PrepCast Simulator Express. If you want to get it, please do go to PMExamSimulator.com/express. It is only $9 for a single exam of 180 questions. Use it as your dry run. Use it in order to gauge, am I ready for the PMP exam? With this one single exam. And then you can see and you can say, you know what? I'm getting great results in this one exam. I think I'm ready. Or, you know what? I think I need to study more. I may need to consider buying a full simulator. This will allow you to really hone in on where you are and what you need to do. You can practice under exam conditions using those 60, 60, 60, 180 questions in 3 segments. Once again, here it is, the URL for you to get the PM Exam Simulator at pmexamsimulator.com/express for just $9. Thank you so much again for joining me here today. Been a pleasure having you around. Thank you. Until next time.